So, well, today's one of those days that I don't really like doing, and that's getting rid of my old armour. Now, admittedly, that sounds overdramatic, but I would love to be able to keep these, but with a chest plate this big, it's quite difficult to store. And I mean, like one shoulder pad. I'm barely visible behind it. Just to give you a fair idea of what this thing is scaled like, because it is ridiculous. This marine was 9 foot, actually no, sorry, it was about 8 foot. I think I added 2 foot onto my height. And literally, that's... It is one of the more silly things that I've worn. It is massive, and ultimately I can't wear it anymore. I know, it doesn't look like you can fit your arms out, but you can. It's just like that. But it also means you have tiny little arms. But basically I can't wear these stilts for it anymore, and basically it's just taking up space, so I have to get rid of it, and I'm not happy about this, but so yeah, I have to get rid of it. This was actually the first cosplay build I streamed, and I didn't local record any, so I've got none of the footage from it. And that's a bit of a downer. But anyone who was there back in the day, this was a bit of fun. And yeah, so I'm going to be mounting this on the wall. Basically, I can't wear any of my big armours anymore, so this is the last one I did. That is my T51 chest and shoulders. I wore that for a few years before it's like before, well, they both ran out at the same time, which is unfortunate, but this was one of my favourite builds. That is one of my others. So they're getting commemorated on the walls. Admittedly, I'm going to have to move the... Oh, stay up. Stay. Thank you. Okay, if that falls, it's my fault, but in short, it's it was a heck of a build, that one. So I'm going to be doing exactly the same with this one that I did with that, which is get a solid sheet of EVA foam across the back, and then just glue it, cut it in half and glue it onto it, so it'll be a solid base on the wall. It's all good, but... So yeah, I have no idea how long this is going to last. Like, how long it's going to take to do, because... I don't know, I didn't time it last time. But basically this is to free up storage space so I can actually make things again, because, you know, a massive thing you can't use is a bit of a downer. So, let's transfer up. I swear I had marking chalk here. There it is. So yeah, this is how much... You know when I've got all of the like armor pieces and stuff like that? I mean... I've shown it on me, but... Well, no. If you've seen the other ones, you've seen how big this is in comparison. It's huge. So I'm just going to mark up the centre line, and it's not going to be exactly the centre line, it's going to be where the centre line will look cool. Wow, okay, getting this on camera is difficult, but... So I'm going to get at the start the rise in the neck. ultimately that rise in the neck is completely hollow, but it also means I get the full bit of detail here going to the side, and the back of this basically has nothing on it because it had a pack on there to attach in the end. So up here, as you can see, I did not make this symmetrical at all. Okay. And of course continue the line down the side. Now if you particularly feel squeamish about armour being cut up, this is where it happens. But this armour set took me about 4 months of work. Just pretty much come home from work on the armour, do weekends working on it. Now this shoulder plate is being really tough. That's because it is reinforced so that essentially there's a pin that goes in it that the shoulder rotates around. Yeah, concentrate when cutting, but I mean, it had a pin going through here, which is what those circles are about, and those are what the shoulders rotated on. Okay, and down the inside, of course. Okay, that's one side separated. Hopefully when we get to the shoulders it'll be a little bit more visible what I'm doing. I did not figure that it was going to be this tough, but she survived several conventions. She did her job. It's all good. One last little bit. Whoop, whoop. Okay, follow the line. Okay. So there's the two halves. And the inside of it, literally just foam. We don't paint the insides, but this is actually a grill for air to come in. These are air ducts because we originally had a fan here and here, and they didn't work very well because I needed high static pressure, not high flow, and I had 2 high flow fans, which was my bad, as well as the lighting rigs that were around here and still are there, because well, no, there's no point, it'll rip the LEDs apart. But yeah, those go directly down to here, inside of this. So it worked out really well. The old lighting positions, because I had lights all down there for lighting up the chest. It's a lot of work, but definitely worth it in the end. Even the paintwork for the scarring and the bullet holes. But yeah, I definitely did most of my work on the front and wasn't really bothered about the back on this armour. So we got that. Now it's got to go onto a plate, so let's chuck that there. Now we've got the hot glue running, which is good. So pretty much these are the jigsaw tiles. I am just going to use the jigsaw pattern wherever possible. I do not care how much of a mess it makes, because where all this stuff is going to be behind the armour or cut off. I may have let this one overheat. Whoops. It's not usual for that to actually be hot, but that was actually dangerously hot for a change. Now again, I should have got tape. I forgot. It's my bad. Where would I have put tape? Oh, literally, there is some under the tape. I will get it now. Let's move my chair a little bit. And yeah. Okay, there should be enough there to hold it together. I'm going to need to start being careful with some of this stuff. And stick it on. Now, of course, in this case, I'm going to probably use too much, but that's for future me to worry about, and you know how much I like to annoy her. Oh wow, okay, that's not even touching. Last few floor tape. It was not enough. Okay, I think we're going back down to safe temperatures now in the glue, because I can feel the resistance. Do not touch it. You have burnt yourself once this week. We don't want twice, okay? And that tape is out. Which is unfortunate. So I'll just have to go grab some more, because fortunately a studio has equipment in it. Fortunately. Yeah. We have to convince this one to connect next. So I'm deciding this is the top, this is the bottom. So the difference is a lot of it's going to be cut off from the bottom, and we don't really care so much about the top. Tape, not as good as my normal, but during bad times you can't really complain. Just take what you can get and be happy. Okay. So now that's bent. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So that's going to be the center. Like that. And of course we're going to have a shoulder to either side. This looks like it'll fit. This is good. I'm far happier with the idea of it actually fitting. So I'm going to chuck you a bit to try. There goes, we've got the shoulder pads, which means we need the chest back up. Okay, so the center line of the top is a sufficient line to start on. So here, just cut straight through the center of that marking. It's pretty straight. Yeah, it looks okay. And don't worry about me dragging them along the surface. These have suffered through much, much more. Okay, that's better. We can work better from that. So be careful while cutting, and obviously, to explain if you don't know, that much reinforcement is on the inside. So this thing was not coming apart. Like, under any circumstances, this thing was not dying. Which is all good, really. To anyone concerned, I used the back of the knife, not the front, to turn those off. They're just out of reach, so... I forgot how thick I made that. Oops. So I realign that and cut through there. This bit here is what held the casters on top, which is how I did the rotation on the shoulder. It's okay, we've got a bit more of a scraggly cut than I wanted, but we'll be okay. Next one up, we have to be careful with this shoulder because we have this on here. I actually spent my time to make all of this, and that's all hand painted. So again, going to be sad to see it go. Oh yeah, I had to do that, didn't I? And yes, I even gave it flags. It's all good. Yes, I took all of the L wire out of it before I started. As you can see, this one had far less reinforcement inside it than the last. I think that's because there's obvious bits of it missing, and you can see lines of it missing there as well. So I'm willing to bet this had far more reinforcement when it started. Yep. Yeah, that'll be fine. I know as a fact this was the front, so that's on that side. And yeah, you can see very quickly these are deforming and no longer holding their original shape. It really was a lot of work to make it look like it did in the end, which is fun, but weird. I wonder what things are disconnected. Nothing important. So it ends up that sort of thing. Put it on like that, and chest plate does not. Ooh, it does. Okay, so the chest will just about fit there. That's actually a black strap, and that's a broken one. But anyone who'd like to make the very loud correction that this is a Chaos Marine, feel free. Oh. Just short. It's okay. I have a plan for that. It's all good. Okay, you're stuck. We're all good. Mark around that side. Just say where it was. But now we know what's sticking where. You are the right way up, aren't you? Yeah, because the hook's up there. Okay, so we got that there. These two, which are the correct sections, and then for this one over there. And that one over there. It's half a beautiful bit of sign writing. Oh. Okay, anyone who points out that I turned the glue gun off so it wouldn't work. I mean, well done. You noticed something that I didn't. I mean, I didn't think it'd affect me, so it's fine, but... it's okay. All of this stuff here is getting cut off anyway, so... I don't know. I've seen people do far better armour builds than me as well, but... So, we've got 5, so while we're waiting... Right. So, this armour I made back in 2017? 2016, 2017. Yeah, it was 2017. And... I mean, I started cosplay work in 2015, and basically just after I started, I wanted to make a huge set of armour, and I worked my way up to it, so it's not like I just went, done? There you go. I cut my nails recently, so it's sort of sticking against my skin, not rubbing, so I can't click my fingers properly, but I started off with my T45, and that was a lot of work, but it turned out real well in the end. I mean, considering I had no experience and no idea what I was doing, and it was literally EVA foam covered with paper mache. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Then, after that, like, I was happy with how well I'd done, but, you know, I'd seen a Space Marine in that time, and it was like, oh my god, that is amazing. So I wanted to build one, but when I saw it, I was like, that can't be one person building that. That's got to be a whole team of people. And see if that or they bought it from like a professional shop. Turns out, no, actually. The guy who built it had like 1 or 2 friends involved, because I've met him since and chatted over how they make these things. And it was just like, so literally you just decided one day you wanted to make a Space Marine and did. That's basically what I did as well in the end. So I took all the lessons I learnt from my T45 and worked on my T51. That was actually a real good set of armour. And I mean, as I showed at the start, I've got it on the wall, so I'm obviously proud of it, right? But yeah, can't wear it, so may as well display it and show, heck, I made this, it's amazing. At least in my opinion. So, like, after I successfully made that, I went, right, this year I am making a Marine, I do not care. So, well, it's all been shown just how much work I put into this, so... Question is, has this warmed up yet? Oh, yeah, that's one. How is this budged over? Let's drop to top camera. That's about the right positioning. So let's remark that as to its correct location. And we know that side's okay, because when this comes down, it's going to be gluing. And yeah, just put that on the mark and stick. I think this may end up happening to all my good armours in the end. get stuck. Let's go around. Yeah. This room was not made for crafting and sticking, but okay, let's get you down there. And I'm not touching this glue today. Usually I'm less afraid of it, but I've already been burnt this week. I don't want twice. Let's get started. And fresh stick. Just hold it there and dry. So yeah, the year I decided to make this, I just went nuts to it. I'm making a Space Marine, I do not care. And I mean, back then there were some very basic patterns, but they were quite difficult to find, and heck, I couldn't find them. So all of this was done by eye. I just, well, got sheets of foam, cut them, and hoped for the best. And in the end, this came out. Whoops, I knocked something over. I have here it described as good ability, but again, as with anything that's self-taught, you end up just going like, oh, it's nothing. And, well, if you've done it for ages, it really is. But I mean, back when I started and first started making armor, this was like, I'm like, yeah, I can never do that, that's too amazing. And I'm now so glad I did it, and hugely proud of the fact I managed to get anything like this out of it. And yeah, this is what retiring old armor looks like. You show it as much respect as you can, because, I mean, this was a lot of work. And the bits that cosplayers don't usually talk about is, this one took me about 5 months. And I seriously burnt out making it. It's like keeping this up, it was go to work, come home, work on the armor, go to sleep, go back to work. I mean, you gotta have money in order to build these things. Then go to work, come back, work on the armor, work on the armor, work on the armor. There's a bit of a pattern forming there. It is, you are just working on this thing permanently. But if it's what you want, I mean, you've got to work for it, right? It's not just going to drop into your hand or anything. And in the end, I got where I was after, which was a brilliant piece of work. And I believe you're last up. Yes, you are. Let's get the little scissors out. It's a bit of a shame having to get rid of it. I really wanted to continue wearing, but basically disability sucks, and I now can't wear this because of it. But it's okay. I still have some Warhammer themed armour, and I'll be putting those up for a while. I just managed to save enough space. It's like there's just enough. I'm really glad there is. There is though. I wasn't really looking forward to having to do some tricky stuff to get to work. Okay, and stick down. Hopefully that'll be enough. As I said, I don't know how long this is going to last. This is just, as I say, me mounting a set of armour to a background. Now, admittedly, there's going to be a bit more to this because no, don't touch it. So we go like that, and we're okay. So last up, I need to add the helmet. Which, of course, the helmet is nowhere near as good as the armour plate because essentially I decided I needed a helmet like the day before the con, and well, yeah, if anyone who knows me knows I can make stuff the day before, but it's never up to the standard of what I get later. So here's the helmet. Okay, so the junk's piling up about now and it's getting pretty bad. So the helmet is nowhere near as good, right? But this was made like the day beforehand and it was just something I threw together quickly. I did pinstriping over the top because why wouldn't I? And of course the inside is just basically car sponges and that's it. So this bit that I'm pulling out now is a bit of chain that I was using to hold it to stuff. It didn't work very well. The other bit is that I put a microphone in it. It's because basically when you're talking in this thing, oh no, don't tear. I know you're weak. Don't. Basically, because no one can hear what you say in this thing, and nobody can see you in this thing, it's really hard to communicate. And that's a lesson I learnt with the T45. So every armour I've had since, I've put a microphone right up in the front, and I've had a voice box sitting down around my waist level, so people can hear me. Because, you know, people being able to hear you is important. So I'm thinking by the look of it, the line's going to be about there. Okay, so the line's going to be about here. Just for the link, so it's all good. So yeah, I removed the wiring, everything else beforehand, just to make sure. But it's avoid cutting electrical anyway. You know, safety and work. Okay, cut it away from yourself. And of course you can easily separate a helmet in half. Now for the eye holes, you can use glasses if you want, but that is just mesh from a sieve painted black. Okay, let's bring this back. Just like that. I only have little bits of gluing left, so that's not going to be useful much longer. So yeah, that wobbliness needs to be dealt with, so I'm going to get some little bits of foam and stack them up just to... So yes, my scripting, amazing, isn't it? But no, I'm just going to get some bits to hold it for a constant distance from the chest. Now, these are leftovers from the original foam sheets because, well, if you've dealt VVA foam, it comes in big sheets, and these are the edges for them, because, yeah, when they sell you this stuff, they don't really expect you to be making armour out of it. The amount of confused looks I've had off people. It's like what, you're renovating a garage? No, Space Marine. Oh. Honestly, if you're working a shop and you ask that question and get the answer of a Space Marine, they're a cosplayer. Don't worry about it. About that distance. I'm measuring it by kind of estimates with my fingers because it doesn't matter all that much. I mean, usually it really does matter, but like when it's a little reinforcement strip for a wall hanger, nobody cares. Okay, fine. Somebody cares. It's me. But nobody else but me really cares, which is fine. And of course, I just don't want it drooping over time. It's the only reason I'm doing this. So about there. Let's twist you around a little bit. So both of them are making contact, so we can rotate. It's just pretty big menace in here. So if I pop in onto here, put some glue on, then tack. Admittedly, this side's going to be a lot better than that side. I messed that one up quite badly from the start, but there are going to be other reinforcements involved than just like the one bit glue. But essentially that'll bond the two of them together and there'll be one solid piece of plate. Whoop. Okay, just put you about there. Rearrange the keyboard because it's not meant to be dragged that far on. Give it a minute. It's still wet. It's not hot, it's just wet now, so it's no longer that dangerous. My patience is too short for this. It used to be real good in the old days. I'm just tack welding the zigzags together now. We're just waiting for this bit to dry. That's going to be a bit of reinforcement going up to under the shoulders because these things are mega heavy. Like, I know most people figure how heavy these things are, but they really are something different when you wear them. So we can just cut across there, get rid of that bit. Okay, I did not expect them to be that big. I didn't bring enough. It's okay. It's fine if you don't bring enough. Especially when you meet, because you're in a studio full of this stuff. Yeah. So just slip them together again and that end off, take this end off, and usually I'd have far more ventilation going on in here, and it's not because it's cold today, it's because I'm not really using much heating with VVA, so I don't need to worry as much as if I was trying to use the hot glue gun. Sorry, no, the hot air gun. If I was using the hot air gun, I would definitely need ventilation because this stuff is nasty. Okay, so that's now those two reinforced, so will it stand? Yes, but that's still not stuck. What the heck? Windows, what do you think keeps disconnecting? There you go. You have now been taped. Shut up. So if we come around here and slowly and carefully cut through all this. Got a cut under there. I would prefer it to go a little higher, but in this situation, I mean, I can't really complain. And of course I cut an arch under here so it's less visible, like the mounting mechanism. See, when you look like that, it doesn't look so much like there's anything there, which is sort of the point of these cuts. Also, this is being wasteful of material, but this is older style material that I don't use anymore. Like, this is how old this project is. I don't even use this type of stuff anymore. I use, well, I now just buy it in big matte form, and I can be far more efficient than I could with the old square ones. Because the problem with the old square ones was that when I cut it, like, we'd end up with sections like this hanging out all the time, and you couldn't like plan half as well as you can with the big mats, with the big like one sheet. Because with that you can get it all together in paper and just go here, 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 so you've got the minimum wastage. And it's bothered me for ages how much I waste doing this, so the ability to cut it out a bit, definitely something I'm going to take up. Wait, I hadn't cut across, had I? Lovely. Close enough. I got some of it, but it'll give it a guiding light to cut to our tape. Oh, my wrist does not like that. Again, I'm not entirely bothered about how badly it looks up the top, because I mean, this thing is going to be mounted about head level, so this is going to be well above the head, so it doesn't matter. One a little bit higher. Ow. Just turned a nail up, that's all. It's bad, but not dangerous or anything. Oh my, even with tape you don't hold. On there, stick, stay. I mean, that one's on just fine. This one is fighting me all the way. Which, to be fair, if I was being mounted on a wall, I'd be upset too. So, anywhere else that could do with some better sticking? It's basically tacked, and that's all we really did. Let's get this corner a little better. And there you go. Also, this stream was earlier today because basically I've got something on later and I can't be here at the normal time. So there is the remains of a set of power on. The size of that compared to an actual body is ridiculous and still amusing. What redshift? Yeah, it goes red for a little bit for colour correction. Okay, yeah, it is actually that gold colour, not the reddish one it was showing. I don't know why the camera corrected to red. I don't know, maybe it's a large amount of purple and it thinks that's a face. Which would be good. But, you're right, let's give you the idea of just... I mean, that... I mean, that's my arms outstretched around it. This thing is huge. But I needed to get rid of it, and yeah. Oh, wow, I actually kept top and bottom the right way around. That's not something I was expecting. But yeah, I don't know where this is going up on the wall in the end, because, well, my walls are pretty full, but I think, like, my 51's here, and I can't put anything on that wall because it's, you know, an exterior wall. I'd need to drill it, and it would cause a bit of trouble. So, also to note, this axe that's on the wall behind me, I can't remember how I connected it, but this is the head of the axe that she carried. So, I mean, the weapons are at least as sillily sized as the armour. I think you went on there. You went on there. Yeah. I cannot remember how you connected. That's how you connected, wasn't it? And you went on the top too. Hold on. Good enough. I'll hold for now. I think I probably put that on at the wrong angle. It's probably supposed to be a bit sharper upwards, but that is what that giant axe is for. And I let it drop. So yeah, it doesn't want to stand on it, but I mean, it's going to be up like that in the end, so... I know. To be fair, I never wanted to say bye to this one. Well, some of my proudest work, but that's how projects go. You finish them, you're proud of them, you wear them to conventions, then you've got to get rid of them. So, don't know where I'd keep it. I think what I'm going to do in the end is move that one across and then put this one up there, or move that one across that way. So up to there, to like alongside the Buster Sword, and then put this one over the like displays. Something's going to get wrecked one way or another, and that's fine. So I think that's it. Also, if you actually want to make Space Marine armor, this was absolutely no use, and I don't have any of the old stuff that said how I made it. Sorry about that. But what I would say, there are plenty of groups that are really helpful with this stuff, and I mean, when I said there weren't any patterns and I made this like just out of guessing, that's not a thing anymore. Like, once you find the groups of people who cosplay this stuff, they will tell you, or they will pretty much give you the full plans, because it's like, oh my god, someone else who's going to make one, yes. And I know, well, to be fair, I have no plans. So yeah, that's about as much time wasting as I can manage. So, I mean, it's good you came to the mounting. This is the second mounting I've ever done for a set of armour. And there's a few more to come. I mean, I have other sets of armour around the place that are going to be retired eventually. Admittedly, not having 2020 means they've been extended an extra year, but if I really love them and I've done a good job like this one, I'm going to definitely keep them. the most amusing thing? I did it wrong. That scar mark on the shoulder is lined up for that. Whoops. Which means that you're supposed to be able to read that from the front. Which means I've been wearing this armour wrong for about a year after I made it. Oh well. So, thanks for coming. If you decide to make these, good luck. It is a lot of work. Don't overdo it. Make sure to be in a well-ventilated room and working with foam, and look after yourself. There is no point sacrificing your health so you can make a set of armour, because you have to wear it afterwards, and if you sacrifice your health, you'll never wear it. Otherwise, have fun. Hope you enjoy building. Bye.